the talk around the Red Sox this year, and it's the first time that I can recall a team like just conceding that they're not very good this early in the season, publicly conceding it. I'm sure everybody's been on teams, and we've talked to enough ex-athletes to know that they know that when they're on a bad team, they're not idiots. But just to publicly come out and just say it is odd. And then we were talking about how it doesn't matter, though, with the Red Sox, because from what I've seen, and I've lived here since 2006, the talk is always completely negative around the Red Sox for 99% of it.
It's been
more
really
than
bad, too.
More than any other franchise.
Lately, yes.
So the point I was just pontificating on yesterday, which I guess Roach didn't push back enough for some people's likings.
Really?
Was I questioned if the fan base ever really wanted to win, because the narrative around the team hasn't changed since they've won. So the whole narrative about the Red Sox was obviously we can't win and we've come so close, and the Yankees and oh shucks. And then you win a title, and then you win a couple more titles, and it's still this constant nagging. Like, and by the way, Roach loves baseball and John loves baseball. My springs and summers and falls are completely entrenched in baseball.
Yeah, you are.
From high school to travel to BC, to Boston College baseball,
right. Cardinals,
to the Red Sox. I can't tell. There's 6 days a week, 7 days a week. I'm literally at some sort of baseball affair. My son wants to go to the Red Sox games. We go to the BC games, and he plays every day in the summer. So I'm around baseball, which I've encouraged. I have an effing $10,000 batting cage in my kid's backyard. I mean, that's idiotic.
Yep.
So, that's idiotic. I spent all my money on a batting cage.
Only to go somewhere else.
So, yeah, well, he still has. That's
no,
all that
I know,
matters.
but the point is,
I'm still allowed in the backyard.
No,
Yes.
just the timing of it
is
was
ideal.
Not good.
I have my own area now with no batting cage.
That's true. No backyard door is taken up.
I have enough for a dog. I have a fenced-in patch of grass, but nonetheless, I can still, I'm still allowed to go over there.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I mean, the way you phrased it is very wrong.
Wow.
I know, seriously.
Come on, John.
I mean, I'm still able to throw to the kid.
Good.
But
like
so
Dan, who
my
can't throw
bona
his.
fides are there.
Yeah.
So enough with questioning my bona fides. And I've been in the market long enough. I've been here almost 20 years. Get off my back. If I was 18 and had lived my entire life here, which is the equivalent, then I would be a Bostonian. So enough. But it's not a long leap to go, well, if the narrative around the team has never changed, good and bad, it's just this constant annoying griping and bitching. It's not a ridiculous leap to go, all right, well, the fan base just is stuck in this attitude from before they ever won a title, and it hasn't changed. I mean, that's a hypothesis. That's not ridiculous. And if you have to email me and go like, well, that's not true. Well, it's not true for you. But and then sports talk radio is part of the problem. Yeah, but sports talk radio is more successful here than any other place in the country. So it's being consumed more in Boston than any other place in the country. This station is one of the top 5 most successful stations in the country. And we're in the 10th largest media market.
Well, what drives me crazy about that statement right there, Fred, is that I get it. You know what I mean? I get sports talk radio. I get what you guys do. I get, some of the things that are said and everything else. But I think a lot of the fans take it as gospel by the time they're done listening to it. That's what drives me crazy.
But the thing is it has to reflect what the fans are thinking, or it wouldn't be successful. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. But to some degree, I think it's driven the bus on baseball in this market.
Fair enough, but then it's been going on for longer than this station's been around, because I'm telling you, first of all, I'd contend that we would all be out of business if we talked about baseball for 10% of the time on the air. We'd be out of business because there's just not enough demand for it. I mean, we're talking about Matthew Slater getting into the Hall of Fame.
Right. I agree with you.
I mean, the minutia in football is ridiculous.
The NFL drives the bus big time.
Absolutely.
Around the country and here.
But what I'm saying is that from passionate baseball fans, I'm not even saying people aren't watching baseball. I'm talking because apathy is from most of the people. And I'm talking about the people like us that still love baseball. Those are the people talking about baseball. And there's this annoying, nagging complaining that goes on. It's like a reflex. And I think the fact that I didn't grow up here and I'm not a fan of the Red Sox is like Detroit, the Tigers blow. But there isn't this consistent nagging complaining about them, right? Like it's people go, well, Spencer Torkelson or people.
Right.
There's
hope.
There's or it's just not this constant nag, like an old house frau nagging at you. Oh well, they don't spend any money. There was a little bit of that with the Bruins. When people go, oh, Jacobs don't spend any money.
There was a lot of that before you guys showed
But
up.
at least that changed, right?
Yes,
like when they
it
won the
did.
title. Because
Yes.
when I first got here, people go, oh, the Jacobs don't spend any money. You go, there's a effing cap.
Salary cap, yeah.
There's a salary cap.
Yeah.
Like you can see how much money they're spending. They're spending up to the cap.
That was the thing. They were Jacobs was, just to be quick. Jacobs was on the forefront of getting a cap implemented because he didn't want to spend any money.
I get it.
There wasn't a cap.
But my point is there was that narrative around the Bruins, but then at least it switched when they won in
Yes,
2011.
that's correct.
And now it's just like this fatalism about them winning a first-round playoff series, which is deserved.
Yes.
I mean, for a dynasty, they've got one championship. I mean, they're still got pieces from 2011 running around, and there's only one championship. But at least that narrative changed. I don't think the Red Sox fans have even given themselves during the good years. I wasn't here in 2004, but certainly when I was here, it took until what, John? I mean,
It was massive fatalism by Red Sox fans up until 2004. Massive.
And then even in the years that they were good, there was a nagging fatalism around the team.
yes, of course.
Just
based,
wait, right?
Based on
They'll lose.
the experiences that Dan, myself, and everybody else who was here went through.
Right. And so if that narrative's never going to change, hence the hypothesis, maybe the fans were more comfortable having a loser team. It's not a ridiculous hypothesis. It might not be right. I mean, I haven't gone out and polled the 3 million people in the area about their fandom. It's a theory, but I just wanted to clarify that's why the theory's there. There's evidence for it. And, well, that's ridiculous. Well, okay, fine. It's not ridiculous. It might be wrong, but the logic of it is sound. Is that unlike any other team, there is a constant nagging. I joke about it all the time. This constant nagging fatalism, like John Henry's like a crap owner, has been said all, and like, look, he's becoming one, and I wonder if he's becoming one because he's fed up. And
that's not a bad theory to have, right there. I mean, you can kind of feel it.
yeah, like that he's fed up, and put yourself in his shoes, honestly, like if you bought the Red Sox in where it was like this mystical thing that they couldn't win a championship, and then you deliver them not one but 4 championships, right? 4 championships.
4.
Yes.
04, 07, 13, and 18.
Yeah, you give them 4 championships, and then the next year they're like, you suck. I mean, put yourself in his shoes.
Well, no, put it this way, Fred, too. If you, myself, and John bought the Red Sox today,
right?
what would you expect walking around New England, walking around the city from fans?
If I was spending money and we were winning, I would expect people to love me.
But, okay, so let's say we went, right, but the way things are now, what would you expect to hear?
Now I would run it as a business. Because there's human emotion involved, I'd run it as a business. But I might be a petty person. But I don't think you buy a professional team to be hated. I really don't. I don't think you buy it as a cold financial investment.
I understand that. I think the other part of this that you haven't mentioned is John Henry's other interests, and I think that's where really the anger lies this time around.
I get it, and I don't think he's spending the appropriate amount of money. I'm just putting myself in his position, and I would assume that if I've delivered a team with a notorious, mythic losing streak, a team that was mythic in its losing, that was celebrated for its losing, that its inferiority process. I mean, I lived in the Midwest and I knew about Boston's inferiority complex to New York. It doesn't exist anymore. but it was a joke. It was a reference in movies. I understood it. And I go and I buy the team and I spend a ton of money and I make the right decisions and I bring in Theo Epstein and all these things, and people are still crapping on me.
But the anger is two different things.
They are two different things. But I'm saying he's might have become what he's become. See, maybe I explain it to you better, and then everyone will understand.
Okay.
Maybe he's become what he's become now, which is not a great owner, because of he can't win with the fans. That's my point.
Okay.
He's making the money either way.
Yes.
So
he is.
What's the point? I'll save myself some money and let you guys bitch about it anyway, because you bitch if I win and you bitch if I lose, and I make the same amount of money. So why would I spend the money?
That is
if
indeed,
you're going to bitch it.
That is indeed a crappy owner. Yes.
And that is my theory, because that's the way I would be. I would come in all guns blazing and go, I'm saving the day. Everyone loved me. And then we'd win, and I go, huh? And if everyone still crapped on me, I go, you know what? F you. I'm going to, and by the way, I'm not selling the team. And F you, I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to buy other crap so people will like me. And then you can sit and rot in it, because I'm sick of hearing about it, because I am that petty.
It's an interesting theory. You know what I mean?
It's all it is.
But
is a
I don't know
theory.
if John has that in him. I don't know.
You know
what I
either.
mean?
I don't know either.
I mean, that's
he's never come
as
across
hell.
that way.
My
Yeah,
God,
exactly.
that you paint a picture of John Henry just
right.
say, F all of you guys. You guys all suck. Deal with this.
Yep.
And you know what? I'm holding on to this just to spite
Right.
you guys.
Hey, you know, look at this. This is cash. This is to pay Jordan Montgomery. But you know what? We're not going to sign him.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
like what's the difference? The narrative's the same. I'll sell the place out no matter what I do, and I don't care if they got Blue Jay jerseys under Red Sox jerseys. It's still money in my pocket, and if you don't like it, go after yourself. Now, do I know that? Of course not. I've never met John Henry, nor will I ever. We don't run in the same circle.
No.
I mean, if he has children, they are not my children's age, and I have not talked to every single fan in the Boston area, but I mean, that's the theory, the hypothesis. It's not ridiculous. And now it might not be true, but it's not ridiculous. And it's certainly not offensive. And if you don't feel that way, then that's you. But you have to be mature enough to know, well, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't fit that stereotype. Well, good for you. You're different.